Good morning, my lovelies. So, we are going to do our first subscribers only Monday morning weekly. So, I posted about this about 2 weeks ago. So, hopefully, you guys are able to join. Went live just a little bit later than 9 o'clock. Had quite a chaotic morning. Today is a full moon. I believe it's in the sign of Leo. I'll double check that. So, there's lots of astrological stuff that's going on currently. We've got, I think, 5 or 6 planets that are in retrograde, one of those being Mercury. So lots of tech issues, lots of communication breakdowns, things like that. Today is a full moon, so we are supposed to purge, let go of things that aren't serving our highest good, and really start thinking about things that we need to focus on going forward. We're almost to the tail end of the year. We've got a little less than 4 months left going forward till the end of 2024. So start making some goals for the next few months into the next year. And it's crazy to think that we're almost done with 2024. It usually seems like the older we get, the quicker things tend to go. So we're going to do our usual weekly spread. I'm going to go by each sign. I will timestamp it in the comments after the live stream is over. I have a little notepad here that I'm going to write everybody's time down. At the end of the messages, if there's anybody that's watching us during the live stream, I am offering personals. So this is set to subscribers only. I am going to do these as only subscribers, and the readings for a one card pull will be free. Anything other than that are my usual prices. I offer 5 cards for $10 or a full reading, which is $25. I'm not doing mediumship in these lives. I'm only going to be doing tarot going forward. If you would like to book a mediumship session with me, you can either click the link tree. There will now be some little buttons that you can push to book that way. I think it will take PayPal or Venmo if you hit the little button, or if you'd like to pay through Cash App, you just click the Cash App button. Scroll all the way to the bottom. PayPal and Cash App are there. If you click any of the buttons that say like manifestation, cord cutting, that's going to take you to PayPal. And then it's going to give you options. You might even be able to use like debit or credit card over there. I just can't remember. It's been a little bit. So there are some new options for you guys for readings, as well as some other goodies that I've put up there. So check that out if you'd like to. I'm also a published author. For those of you that are new subscribers and you haven't seen me too much, I've written 2 books. One is about my spiritual experience and waking up my spiritual gifts. I'm a psychic medium. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I channel messages for people that's from spirit, people that have passed on. So if you're interested in booking something like that, you can shoot me an email. Feel free to ask questions. Or if you happen to be in one of the lives, feel free to ask me some questions about any of that stuff. It's not going to be a super long live this morning. I've got some things going on. I did post some stuff from our air show yesterday. Those of you that were talking to me last week, we were discussing how we were going to go to the air show, so I posted some video of that. It was very difficult to catch them. They are so fast, so it's very shaky footage because I was zooming all over the place with the camera trying to get some clear pictures of them close up for you guys. Still enjoyable. I enjoyed it. We had a good time. Got a little sunburnt, but worth it in the end because it was something we don't get to do very often. I haven't done that in many years, so we did have a good time. All right, without further ado, let's get started. We're going to start with the sign of Aries. And I will be pausing so I can write down the timestamps because otherwise it's not going to happen. All right, so we're going to do some love messages with this. Let's see what your central focus is. Remember that we're going to have a lot of like chaotic stuff happening for us in the next couple of weeks till retrogrades and stuff start to finally go direct. So that might be something that we're also dealing with. My morning was anything but peaceful. It was quite chaotic. So hopefully things calm down throughout today. Aries, what do we need to know for you for this week? There it is. All right, the Dragon Rider. So this is a card telling you that you have spiritual messengers that are coming in to help assist you on your journey. Not everybody is a dragon rider, meaning that not everybody has an entity that they communicate with on a regular basis. And so think of the dragons as like your guardian angels. And this is telling you that you have certain abilities that others do not possess. And so Spirit's guiding you to actually tune in, communicate with those entities, with those spirit guides, and to actually follow through with your purpose. That's going to be important for you. What do we need to know for love for Aries this week? All right, the mask. So your mask might be falling off. Somebody else's mask might be falling off. Watch out for anybody who could be pretending. I feel like if you are hiding your feelings, that the mask may be falling off as well. And so people could be pretending, hiding their feelings, or gaslighting. Make sure that it's not you. Karma, the planet of karma, Saturn is retrograde as well. Neptune is retrograde. Let's see what else. I think Uranus, and there's a couple other ones I'd have to double check, but there's lots of things that are bringing the truth to the surface. Yes, and your first card is some truth or clarity coming out. So Aries, I feel like it is in your best interest to just kind of let things be truthful. Let the truth come out. You're going to get some sort of breakthrough, but currently I feel like there's lots of frustrations. I'm not sure exactly where yet, but I feel like it's around some sort of love situation. So know that you're going to have to actually be truthful. I feel like there will be a breakthrough, but it's like, how is that going to happen just yet? I'm not sure. We definitely have our guard up. There's lots of frustrations around things, and it looks like you're undecided somewhere. So you're going to need to step out of the situation to see it more clearly before you're going to be able to make that decision on what to do. I think you're contemplating the future and like what that looks like for you, what direction you want to take things. There will be some sort of journey or movement going on. So whether you're going to take a trip somewhere, whether you want to move somewhere, I do feel like you're contemplating the future, that you're starting to think about where you want to go. That might require some time alone for you, and that's totally okay. You need to work on yourself right now. Remember that the loneliness is sometimes simply because we haven't connected to source energy. If you do, you will not feel alone. You could be unattached right now. You could be feeling kind of lonely, and you might be doing some soul searching in this time alone, or you could need some shadow work. I will be posting some shadow work later in the week. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to post some stuff on Mondays and then post some stuff on Fridays for you guys. So you guys will see messages probably 2 days a week from me at this point. Okay. I feel like you need to operate in your feelings, and I feel like that's uncomfortable for you. So that may be where the mask is falling off. Maybe you're used to being really guarded, especially around love, because I feel like you've been hurt before, right? Like you fall in love pretty easily, or you fall in lust pretty easily. Maybe it's not love every single time for you, but I feel like sometimes you've let yourself go, you've let your guard down, and you've been hurt very badly. And so it's time for you to learn to trust slowly. But you do have to eventually let your guard down and let love in, because we're not meant to do life alone. So I feel like that's something you're working through, is being vulnerable. Yeah. And it can be difficult for you. So you might be losing sleep. You might be really worried about a certain situation. I feel like you need to almost let the tears go, kind of cleansing the soul, let the emotions out. I feel like you'll be surprised. But it takes courage, right, in order to change these things. So don't be afraid to actually try new things. I feel like it's important that where spirit guides you, that you take action, and you're going to know where that is, because the clarity is going to be coming through. So the big lesson I see is that this week you're going to be doing some things of shedding and letting go. Ironic, because today's the full moon, and that's exactly what full moons are about. So if you feel called to like take a stand and change things for the better, if you feel like you need to let go of things that aren't working in your life, give yourself that clarity and allow those things to go. For some of you, it might be having a good cry, really letting those emotions go. For others of you, you're going to express those feelings that you have towards another person. So, whatever it is that you feel called to do right now, you need to actually take some action where you feel prompted to go. That's what we have for Aries. Sagittarius, let's see what we have. So this part will take a little while, guys, so hopefully you will bear with me. Again, I will timestamp all of the different signs for you guys in the comments. All right, Sagittarius, what do we have for you this week? You have two of these. Okay, we have nutrition and scars. So this is a lesson in taking good care of your own self, taking care of your health, your body. Remember, you only get one shot in the vessel that you're currently in. So maybe it's eating better. Maybe it's just, incorporating better food into your life. Nutrition can also be things like, are you drinking enough water? That's something that a lot of us are really guilty of. For a second. So don't know if this card shut up. The scars tells a story. It's like I've got many of them on my body. Think of them as like battle badges of honor. There we go. Badges of honor battles that maybe you faced, whether that's medical issues, whether that's, injuries that maybe you've had over your lifetime, whether it's emotional scars, things from trauma. Are you healing those? Are you recovering from these things? I feel like those are going to be brought into focus for you as well. All right, Sag, what do they need to know? Ooh, Sag, we have engagement. All right. So you could be greatly transforming something in your life this week. As far as love is concerned, I feel like if you are completely unattached right now, you're like, that ain't for me. That's okay. I feel like for some of you, there's going to be a completion of a cycle. I feel like maybe you have been hurt I have goosebumps. I feel like you've been hurt in the past before when it comes to love relationships, and maybe that really left a mark. And so I feel like for some of you, you can't even imagine going through that again. But I feel like it's an important lesson that we need to heal from so that we can get to the next level. Because again, we're not supposed to go through life alone. This is something where we are supposed to find a person in life or find, and your first card is the Emperor. So your divine counterpart could be coming into your life. If you're not with somebody right now, I feel like that is going to be changing for you. I feel like this is a stabilizing influence coming into your life. So whether that's financially, maybe stabilizing things, emotionally, I feel like this person is bold like you are. They're somebody who's not afraid to take action where it's needed. And I feel like they help to balance out, crazy isn't the right word, but just like mellow your flame a little bit, not stifle it, but cause you to actually be in your energy where things are balanced. And I feel like sometimes you're very erratic in your energy. And so it can be hard for you to find somebody that fans the flames without creating an inferno, but also doesn't stifle them to the point where they put it out. So it's like they do balance things out for you. The Sun, Leo energy. We're almost at the end of Leo season. Again, marriage, commitment, happiness, a fresh start. Things are changing for the better. So can you let go of the conflict and the chaos that surrounds you this week? Can you step into that softer energy where you're nurturing, where you're loving, attentive, gentle motherly energy? She's the only one in the suit of the cups that, if you can see her chalice that she holds has a cup. She's able to control her emotions. I feel like that could be something that you're working towards as well. I keep getting goosebumps for you. It's anything but cold in my house, so that's confirmation from spirit. You're learning to control these things. Maybe they were things that were hard for you previously. I feel like you're learning to find the balance. You could be traveling, moving, relocating for a job. There is prospects of new income coming in. You might also be moving in general and moving to greener pastures. Things are better. So this week it's time to release. It's time to let go of the toxic cycles. Break those ties that bind, the bondage that maybe you've been dealing with, the things that make you feel like you're stuck or trapped, that you cannot go forward. And so it's an important thing that we let go of these toxic cycles. These might be the scars that you're working on healing. Because if you can let go of the toxicity, you go towards your new beginning. And I feel like it has been a long time coming. So the wait is almost over for you, Sag. It looks like your happiness is coming in. If you can let go of all the toxic stuff, the conflict and the chaos, you will find the peace and calm you're looking for, as well as the stability. That's what we have for Sag. Okay, Leo. Let's see what we have for Leo. So I won't be doing live streams every single week for you guys. It's going to be something that I try and incorporate more of, but it's not going to be something that I can do every single week. But I am going to try and do a lot of like subscriber only content for you guys, just because I feel like that's a way for me to, a way for me to thank you guys for supporting the channel. So that's something we're going to do. There is a collective reading posted for the weekly, but it's not sign specific. So that's why I did this one this way. 2 cards for you as well. Ooh, we have the Destiny Dragon. So this tells us that you're going towards something that is destined, whether that is your purpose and your calling, whether that's love potentially coming in for you. I feel like you have this period of elation, this period of joy and excitement coming for you. And this is your destiny. Spirit wants you to be happy and content and fulfilled. And so I feel like this is something that's coming in for you. Remember that in the silence we grow. So this is telling us that while it might take some time for things to change and align, know that in the silence you are growing. There's this beautiful saying that I heard many years ago, and it says something to the effect of, know that the teacher is always silent during a test. So if you think of in spirituality or specifically in Christianity, that they always say like God or Jesus is, quiet during a test, right? Well, we're tested. Well, we're tested to see if we learned our lessons, or do we need a refresher? We are in a lot of retrogrades right now. So there is a refresher coming up for you. Know that it's a review period. So if you are not willing to learn the lesson, you will repeat them until you've mastered it. If you've learned that lesson, then it's time to go past where you are and go to something new. There will be more tests along the way. All right, what do we need to know for love for Leo this week? Oh, abundance. Love that. So you're going forward towards a new chapter. Keep a positive mindset, manifest what you want from a state of gratitude. So, simply counting your blessings for all the things you currently already have in your life will offer in some abundance coming in. Why? Well, the universe is trying to match your vibration, your frequency, your energy. And so, if you're in a positive vibration, they're going to give you more. If you're in a very low vibration, they're trying to shake things up for you so that you can get out of that funk, so you can go towards the good stuff. So realize that when things are going a little bit awry for you or you're having difficulties, Spirit wants you to see that it's time to go in a different direction. Remember, things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you, whether they're good or bad. Sometimes it's got to dismantle things in order to get to the good stuff. Leo, what do we need to know the next 7 days? Ooh, okay. So there is some travel potentially opening up for you. Maybe you need to take a little bit of a trip. I feel like there's new opportunities coming for you. Some of those happen to be a wish fulfillment. So there could be some unexpected good news coming for you that leads to travel. I also feel like this is an indication that a wish fulfillment's coming for you. Remember, those always happen in divine timing and you can't rush the process, but it will be worth it. There is some new prospects coming in for a creative pursuit or a passionate new encounter, some new beginnings coming in, and it leads to abundance. So I feel like you are working towards that abundance. So maybe you're working in silence. Maybe this is your destiny to, be successful, be wealthy. This could be where you sign a contract for something. It could be a prenuptial agreement in marriage. It could be that maybe you're getting some sort of brand deal or a new job. It could also be things like an inheritance or even a lottery win. So definitely some positive changes coming in. There is hope for new love coming in. Sorry, there's a huge glare on my screen right now. There is positive changes coming in for love, a lot of emotional fulfillment coming in for you. It could be from the King of Cups. I refer to him as the ideal father figure. He's trustworthy, he's loyal, he's nurturing, he's romantic. He wears his heart on his sleeve, but he is also not afraid to defend or protect the people that he loves. He's very well rounded. He makes a really good partner, and he also offers stability. So, for some of you, it could be an offer of marriage coming in. For some of you, it's new love coming in. You have a lot of creative ideas coming to the surface. So, all in all, it looks like a very good week for Leo. Let's see what we have for the sign of Cancer. So hopefully when you guys play all these messages back throughout the week, because it'll be up and available for the subscribers, hopefully you guys will jump around and find your signs. We always tell people, watch your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus signs, and, whatever you feel called to watch. If you don't know what that is, you can always look up your birth chart. You can do it for free online. Find a website that you like to use. I always use, I think it's called Astro Cafe or freenatalchart.com. There's lots of them out there. Just choose one that works best for you. You do need to know where you were born and the time that you were born for it to be the most accurate. So know that going forward. It helps if you have your birth certificate. If you don't, you can put in where you don't know the time specifically. It'll still be pretty accurate for you. All right, so we start with some sort of loss. What are you guys going through? I feel like we're trying to balance things out this week. And so you could need to let go of something in order to actually create the space, right? We're under a full moon today, lots of retrogrades going on. So if you're experiencing any sort of loss, I feel like Spirit's trying to tell you that you need to find the light in the darkness. And it's funny how we have a unicorn and we have a dragon. So we're finding the balance. And I feel like that's something that we're also struggling with. You could be meeting somebody new. You might be in the talking stage of a new relationship with somebody, but you're conversing more with people. Some sort of awaited message arrives, text, call, email, or hovering, waiting to hear from this person. What else does Cancer need to know for the next 7 days? Could be from a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. I feel like this person has their stuff together. They know what they want. They're also somebody who wouldn't hesitate to like go after what they want. They'd probably be willing to make the first move 9 times out of 10. I do feel like they think that you have a lot of options or this person has a lot of options. But I feel like they only want one, vice versa. Take it how it fits. We're reading for Cancer. So you might also have a lot of options. Weigh them carefully. Don't rush into something that you're unsure of. You also need to let go of the heavyweight this week. There's been too much backstabbing and betrayal. There is an ending that's also coming. And I feel like this is a needed ending. I also feel like somebody was not willing to put in the hard work and somebody new would be. So work could also be your primary focus this week. There could be more money coming to you. I do feel like you need to put your best foot forward. So it's important that you're putting forth quality over quantity when it comes to work this week. There's some good news to celebrate. Could be parties or celebrations that are happening. We also have a lot of heartbreak. We also have the lost card. So I feel like if it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. So you're going to have to let those things go that don't suit your highest good because you're trying to get to the good stuff. 2 3s back to back. Some people see that as cheating. I usually read it as some sort of interference. 3 is also a symbol that you might be seeing. You might be seeing the number 33, 333 as a symbol that this was your message. Watch out for some sort of deception this week. I feel like the deception is revealed, so you're able to make some changes. But somebody's either lying to you, cheating on you, or gaslighting you in some way. There is deception or manipulation going on. And I feel like this is the situation that you cut out. You want somebody that's going to put in the hard work. You don't want somebody who's going to lie to you, cheat on you, or manipulate you. So if that's what you're currently dealing with, you need to work through those things, work on healing this week. I feel like work is going to, again, be one of your primary focuses. And you may be encountering somebody new after this ending. So lots of energy changing for you this week. Cancer, I feel like your readings for months have been talking about letting go and healing. So if you're not working on those things and that resonates, that could be what is needed for you coming soon. All right, Pisces, my home team, what do we have for you? I'm trying to write down all the timestamps so I don't forget where we're at. Because I will. That's how it goes. All right, Pisces, what do we have for you? Keep in mind, guys, if you're watching me at the end, once we get to Capricorn, if anyone's still with me during the live, I am doing free 1-card readings or paid personals. If you're unsure of what all that entails, check out the post that I have on the community tab. It will show you all the prices and all of the goodies that I offer. Also, I posted in the chat the LINKTREE, and that is how you purchase a reading. All right, Pisces, what do we need to know, Pisces, for the next 7 days? What is their theme? The Dragon Rider. All right, so this came out for Aries, I think it was as well. The Dragon Rider is an entity. Think of the dragons as your guardians. They are somebody that you have this energetic bond with. It's like your spirit guide. They're always with you. You can call on them at a moment's notice and they're going to come to help assist you. But we have to ask why. We're brought here with free will. Mercury in retrograde gets me every single time. So let's see if we can get the message out without completely fumbling our words. So I feel like it's an important lesson that maybe you need to ask for help. I feel like Spirit is trying to open your throat chakra. They're also trying to open your heart chakra. Blues and greens could also be significant. If we can see on this card, the dragon is blue and green. So the throat and the heart space are being activated. So maybe you need to speak from your heart this week. I feel like your dragon is trying to offer you the confidence that you need in order to actually grow and transform. All right, we could be reminiscing about the past, a past person, past memories, but I feel like we need to refocus our energy and make some new ones. So if you're struggling with the past, maybe you need to like really try and actively let go of some of these things in order to transform the energy around you. Somebody's missing you, or you're missing them, and you need to make some new memories going forward. There's a choice needing to be made this week about love. You're going to have to weigh some sort of decision in order to actually go forward. So, if you're hesitating on that, I feel like that's an important thing for you to really speak up with love and decide what's working best for you. This is an indication that there is potentially new love coming in. It could be that you're exiting a relationship as well. So, there could be some sort of romance that's building in your life. There could be some love affairs around you, but I feel like you could also be trying to rebuild maybe an existing relationship that has kind of what's the right word? They're telling me like gone off the rails or gone off kilter. That there's something that needs to be fixed. I feel like you really want to go towards a loving relationship. It could also be a soulmate bond that you have with a friend, but decisions need to be made. I feel like it's time for you to have some boundaries. It's time for you to stand up for yourself, and it's time for you to speak up from the heart. For some of you, you're going to be leaving somebody out in the cold. I feel like you're disconnecting from a certain situation that's not good for you. There's some sort of delay around your finances right now, especially with all these retrogrades going on. I feel like that's a huge hiccup for a lot of people. So there's recovery coming in for the finances. So things will start to improve, but again, I feel like disconnecting from a lot of people or situations that aren't serving your highest good. So someone could be coming in from out of the cold if you've given them the cold shoulder or tried to cut something off. It does look like there is a potential for new love trying to come in. This person's gathering their confidence and their courage in order to make a move forward. So I feel like this person is very nurturing, very romantic, very old fashioned. They wear their heart on their sleeve, but they've got to get their courage. The Knight of Cups is seen as the knight in shining armor. They almost have this rescuer complex where they want to come in and save the day and, get the girl and all these things. But do they have the confidence to actually do that? I feel like that's what they're working on. The good news is, Pisces, the Wheel of Fortune's out here. So things are about to get exponentially better for you this week. It's divinely guided. It's got your name on it. You're not going to miss out on this opportunity. There is some unexpected money coming in. You might be elevating your status in some way. You may also be taking a trip somewhere. It could even be overseas, but you are completing a really hard cycle. I feel like you've been up against a lot of like karmic ties, a lot of energetic attacks, things like that. And so I feel like some inner work and study is needed. But I also feel like you're going to see anything potentially coming towards you. I feel like you're going to rise again like a phoenix, transformative energy coming through. There's a snake on this card. So I feel like under the full moon tonight, you're going to kind of shed your skin and let go of some things. But I do feel like you've been under some energetic attacks. There's lots of stubborn energy here as well. And I feel like you're going to gather your courage to go forward. So you may have to build your walls super high. You might also be really undecided in a situation where there's been a lot of frustrations, whether that's in a relationship or elsewhere. So you need to remove yourself from all of the emotions, and that can be very difficult in order to make a clear choice. I feel like that's the biggest obstacle you're going to have is, can you remove the emotions in order to just see the facts before you decide? But you will see it more clearly if you're able to. I feel like tears cleanse the soul. So this might be something that's happening. You might be losing sleep. You might be really frustrated in a situation. It's time to let it go. Whatever this is, it's time to release it. Bottom of the deck, we have the moon. So tonight's the full moon. Pisces, I feel like this is really important that you're able to actually shed those things that aren't serving you. There's going to be some sort of deception around. Your emotions could be all over the place. Make sure you're not deceiving yourself in this situation. And again, we have a decision that needs to be weighed. So it's important that you see the truth for what it is. Don't let people manipulate you. Don't let people deceive you right now. So take the blindfold off. Keep reassessing the situation until you can come to an honest decision about what you want to do. For some, it's money, for some, it's love, and for some, it's both. Can you let go of the past in order to go forward? That's going to be your lesson this week. Scorpio, what do we have for Scorpio? All right, Scorpio, what do we need to know from the dragons for Scorpio this week? Scorpio, what do we need to know? Self-worth, love that. All right, so this dragon is indicating that it's time to find your courage, it's time to find what you're made of, and it's time to see that you are valuable, your self-worth. So those might be some things that you're working on. I feel like, I mean, Scorpio, you're like the masters of transformative energy. Death and rebirth is your symbol. I feel like it's telling you that you're about to bloom where you're planted. I also feel like this is telling you that it's time for you to really step into your own power and to see that you are very valuable. And you can also teach people a lot of lessons. It's funny because I always feel like Scorpio energy is like walking karma, and Scorpio is my rising sign. So I resonate with Scorpio quite a bit. I feel like there is a lot of energy swirling around where it's like, you almost just don't give a shit what people have to say right now because you're going to do what you need to do. And sometimes that is the best attitude to have. It's like, you do your stuff all the way over there, and I'm going to do me right here. And I do feel like a lot of walking karma is coming towards you. You have 3 cards that came out for love. We have the engagement ring, so there could be some new commitments coming in for you. Maybe this person in your life is somebody that you didn't feel like was a good fit for you, meaning like you were on different levels, like you thought they were out of your league. I feel like that's not the case. But again, self-sabotaging, things like that, that you need to work on letting go of. If you feel like they're out of your league, ask yourself why. Why do you not feel deserving? Why do you feel like anybody is above you or beneath you? Because we're all equals in the grand scheme of things. Nobody is better than anybody else. Somebody might have a fatter bank account than someone else, doesn't make them any better. Are you a good person in here? That's what really counts in the grand scheme of things. So self-worth is going to be your focus this week. You need to focus on yourself, your self-worth. It's time to heal. You might need some shadow work, and you need also some self-appreciation for how far you've come on your journey. I'm going to close my blinds because this glare is a little bit ridiculous, guys. Sorry. There. Now let's see. Ah, much better. I can see the screen again. Joys of going live, right? Okay. So what else do we need to know for Scorpio this week? Scorpios, what do they need to know for the next 7 days? Ooh, okay. So there's some illusions that are going to be removed this week. I feel almost like the mask is falling off, that any deceptions are going to be revealed, and your emotions could be kind of all over the place. So that might be something that you also are, have a good cry, let it out, let go of those things that aren't serving you. Again, tonight is the full moon. Those do tend to affect us pretty significantly. We also have a ton of retrogrades going on. So if you're feeling a little bit of a wreck right now, it's okay. It's going to pass. You might want to reel in that little scorpion stinger, however, because I feel like there could be some lashing out in some cases. So kind of keep those things in check. If you need time alone, make that abundantly clear. I'm sorry, I can't deal with anything right now. I'm going to hunker down for the night and turn your phone off, whatever you need to do. But don't engage in any sort of bullshit because it's not going to be worth it for you today. All right. You need to focus on practical matters at this time. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's you're starting your own business. Maybe you're somebody who really is quite professional and somebody's trying to like goat you into doing something else. So I feel like it's an important lesson for you to actually not engage in those things. Hi to anybody who's joining us. We're going to do the collective readings and then we will do some personals at the end. We're currently on the sign of Scorpio. We end with Capricorn. All right, let's see. What else does Scorpio need? Ooh, okay, we have engagement. And we also have the Ace of Cups. So there is some new love trying to come in. The truth or the clarity coming in order to let go of any sort of deception. There's still frustrations around though. So even though you get the truth, it might not be what you're expecting it to hear. We have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like this could be love commitment, a business partnership. Could be that you guys are building a life together, building a legacy together, building a business together, but there's some sort of mess up in the mix here. The King of Swords, I get hiccups for confirmation. The King of Swords is somebody who can be really difficult to deal with, especially in business. I feel like this is somebody that you want boundaries with. I feel like this person demands or commands respect, but they are an authority figure that can be quite challenging to deal with. Yeah, confirmation. So use caution, especially in business decisions. If you have like a really crummy boss that's always cranky, kind of, mellow things as much as possible and steer clear. I feel like this person's dealing with their own crap and it has nothing to do with you, but this person could be taking it out on you. Know that in business, things are going to improve. There's lots of money potentially coming in. Could be signing a contract. Make sure it's a good fit for you. Just because they offer you a gazillion dollars doesn't mean it's going to be a good environment. Money isn't everything, even though, yeah, it definitely helps if you were a millionaire. It comes with more problems. So use some caution there. Could be that you're signing some sort of agreement. It could also be things like a prenuptial agreement. We do have the King and the Queen of Pentacles out here, the engagement ring, the Ace of Cups. So I think you need to make sure that you check everything. It is ill-advised to sign any sort of contract during Mercury in retrograde. So if you can hold off until about the end of August, things will be much better. But if it's unavoidable, read the fine print. If you don't trust yourself to make that decision, please consult somebody like an attorney who actually does that for a living, and they will be able to tell you whether it's good for you or not. Otherwise, I would say probably not the greatest. Know that there is love and money coming in for you. So focus on your self-worth this week and really start focusing on working towards your goals. It's going to be something that helps you this week. All right, we are working with a Libra. Let's see what we have for Libra. If I can get the timestamps down. Okay. So as I was saying earlier, this won't be something that I do every single week go live. I wanted to do this to try and connect with you guys because I don't do near as many lives over here as I do on TikTok. And I'm doing much less on TikTok as well. So you guys are going to be priority number one going forward. I'm trying to build this channel over here. I am going to do some subscriber only lives. That's what today is subscriber only lives. And I'm doing that because if you're not subscribed to the channel right now, I don't want to waste all the time and energy putting out content for people who can't even follow the channel. So that's kind of the mindset. I'm not worried about people buying readings or anything at the moment, although that's awesome if people want to. In the future, I'm going to have memberships where people can buy a membership, and I'll do membership only lives, and then people pay for that every single month. And so that way it kind of helps to support me as we grow as well. Okay, so interesting. We have the decision dragon. So Gemini, there's some sort of decision that you're going to be weighing or facing this week. I feel like it's important that hold on. They're saying that you need to consult counsel. That's an odd way of putting it, spirit. You need to talk to your spirit team this week before you make this decision. Why? Well, they're everywhere, right? You see all those dragons in there? They want to help you. Are you allowing spirit to come in and assist you when you make these decisions? I feel like you kind of aren't right now. That might be something that needs to change, and that's going to bring you a lot of happiness, the bliss dragon. So there's positive changes starting to come in. Watch out for somebody who makes you an option. I feel like you need to be cautious. There could be somebody that is treating you like an option, playing games with you, stringing you along. Could be an unconventional relationship, a situationship, somebody that maybe doesn't value what you bring to the table. Ask spirit. Say legitimately, ask your spirit team, is this person good for me? Please give me a sign for yes. Give them something you want to see for yes. Can you please show me no if they're not for me? Tell them what you would like to see for no. And they will oblige. It's going to happen in divine timing, though. It won't happen in like 2.2 seconds most of the time. So be patient. But ask your guides, ask your spirit team to show you whether this person is good for you or not. Because I feel like you have a decision to weigh against somebody that you're unsure of. So that is what your spirit team is all about, is helping you navigate through life's ups and downs. So use that to your advantage. That's what they're there for. Gemini, for the next 7 days. Yes, love that. So you start with the 10 of Cups, but in order to get to that happiness, you've got to leave something behind, right? Because it's taking up energetic space. So in order to get to your ultimate happiness, your forever, your happily ever after, you've got to let go of what's taking up space in the meantime. So that means that you're going to have to walk away from those things. You're going to have to make an actual decision. Your spirit team will guide you if you're willing to listen. There's a lot of conflict and chaos in your life somewhere, and spirit doesn't want you to be like that. They want you to go towards what brings you happiness, what brings you peace in your heart. So can you make objective decisions right now and cut away these things that aren't serving your highest good? It might be something where you have to leave a person behind. It might be a job, something like that. But you've got to get out of this energy because it's taking up energetic space that's not allowing you to grow into who you are truly meant to be. There is good news coming. There is also potentially a love offer coming. I feel like for some of you, it leads to marriage. You have the 10 of Cups out here. You also have the Sun, both signaling marriage, happiness, a fresh start, finding where you actually belong. Lots of celebrations coming in. Again, some good news coming in for you. But we're still Mercury in retrograde. So can you let go of the past? A past person could be resurfacing for you as well. I feel like this is something that you've got to either make peace with the past and release it, or round and round we go. The cycle will continue. So there's happiness coming in if you're able to let go of the things that you don't want. So can you let go of those things in order to get your new beginning? That's what we have for Gemini. All right, Libra, what do we have for you? Timestamps, man, that's my nemesis right there. Libras, what do we need to know for Libras? And these lives are typically going to be longer, like we're already at 40 something minutes here. So I will timestamp it after the fact once it posts to the channel. And that way you guys can watch your sign if you happen to miss it or whatever. There will be timestamps. All right, Libras, what do we need to know for Libras the next 7 days? There we go. Avalon. Okay, this dragon is all about kind of going towards your heaven on earth. So Avalon is a mythical place. This deck deals with the dragons and King Arthur. I love this deck. It's actually really fun. And so Avalon was a place that felt like heaven. It was a place that was full of peace. And King Arthur was trying to actually kind of reset the balance in his world in Camelot. And the dragons were there to assist with that. So I feel like Spirit's trying to guide you towards something that brings you that peace, that heaven, that contentment here on earth. So you're moving towards a place, energetically speaking, maybe physically, that feels like heaven or peace on earth. What do they need to know for love? Ooh, somebody likes you. So romance could be blooming for you as well this week. You might be meeting somebody new. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. So have some fun flirting, and somebody may want to date you. Interesting. So maybe this is part of bringing you that contentment, that peace, that energetic harmony that I feel like you're looking for. So don't be afraid to express yourself if you have feelings for somebody. Maybe that's something that you are also working on. Currently, I feel like you're feeling a little stuck somewhere, a little trapped. Maybe it's mentally, but you need to see the truth for what it is. You're not stuck. Come up with a creative solution to go forward. I think you're going to be taking a trip somewhere. There's some positive news and positive changes coming in quickly. I do feel like it's time for you to leave the past in the past. Let go of that, and you can go towards your future instead. You are moving out of the conflict, out of the chaos, and going towards your peace and your happiness. So whether that's marriage for you, a long-term commitment, it is going towards happiness. You could be celebrating somebody's wedding, positive changes coming in, feeling like you belong. And I feel like a lot of harmony, especially in committed relationships, as well as potentially just feeling like you belong or like you fit in. Putting in the hard work. There could be some new job prospects coming in for you, pay raises, promotions. It's definitely getting paid for what you do, but I feel like quality matters over quantity for you this week. So put in the hard work where it's required. Be willing to walk away from things that aren't serving your highest good. Be willing to throw in the towel where you've exhausted all your efforts, where it's just not going to go forward any longer. You need to let those things go. Be willing to walk away. Again, feeling really stuck in a situation, ask yourself, why? Is it self-imposed? Are you what's holding yourself back? Do you need to be the one to make the change? The answer is yes. It's always usually us that's holding ourselves back, right? We're the only one who can change us. So we need to take a long, hard look in the mirror sometimes and learn to set ourselves free. Be willing to make objective decisions this week. Sometimes we have to make difficult decisions to leave things that aren't good for us, but on the other side of that is the harmony and happiness we're looking for. Aquarius, my aqua sauce. What do we have for you? Aquarius. What do we need to know for Aquarius this week? And why do I call them aqua sauce? Well, in my head tends to give things nicknames, and I don't know why it's always done that. Like even people in my life that I meet, it's like I have a nickname for you in my head if we interact on a regular basis for the most part. All my children have multiple nicknames. My dogs have multiple nicknames. It's just what I do. And Aquarius, out of all of the signs, I'm an Aquarius moon. Um, Always sounds like aqua sauce to me. I don't know why. It just always has. So I lovingly call you guys my aqua sauce, and that's where that came from. All right, what do we need to know for Aquarius? Ooh, the Death Dragon. Prepare for major changes. This isn't usually literal. Most tarot readers will tell you the Death card is almost never literal. It can be. I have rarely ever seen it be literal. I feel like this is more of transformation. We're under all these retrogrades. We're under a full moon tonight, and full moons are symbolic for being at a completion. So I feel like you're completing something where you need to shed your skin, where you need to let go of some things that it's just not good for you, right? It's past its expiration date is what Spirit is saying. So it's time to really release and let go because it's taking up space, and we need to allow that space to actually be free so something new, something better can come in. Yes. All right. So, like a snake, you can shed your skin. I feel like you're letting go of something really toxic. I feel like you're dealing with a snake, somebody who energetically is no good for you. And there could even be a third party involved for some of you. I also feel like this is somebody that you're dealing with that is pretty clever. They're actually very malicious. And so you want to use some caution, but I would suggest that you probably need to walk away from this situation. It's time to let go of the past. It's time to reminisce, but don't get stuck living there. You need to go forward and make some new memories. I also feel like love is something that feels like an obstacle to you right now. I think that's going to change for some of you. There is some unconditional love that's coming in, but can you let go of the toxic stuff in order to recognize what's actually positive for you? You can. You need to focus on things like self-worth. You need to practice self-love. Give yourself some unconditional love. Give yourself some affection, things like that, in order to actually transform the energy. I do think that somebody is coming into your life once you're free of this toxic situation in order to actually give you that unconditional love. And if you've never experienced that, or if you're only used to toxic cycles, it's going to feel really foreign. It's going to feel scary to you. That's where you need to put in the work to heal. Healthy love should not be painful. It's not to say you won't have ups and downs in a relationship. You will. It's part of life. But healthy love is not toxic. Healthy love is not abusive. It's not narcissistic. Healthy love, you can argue and you can find common ground and resolve it in a healthy way. Healthy love is not going to make you feel like crap the next day. Healthy love is something that we all deserve. So give that to yourself first, and you will energetically meet somebody when the time is right to match that vibration. It's important. Good news is you got some more money coming in for you this week. So there could be a pay raise or promotion coming in, more money, enough for you to be charitable to other people as well. So share the wealth with others if you have excess. Spirit always will bless you with more. Know that they're never going to take from you, but I feel like you need to also give to others. Let's say you see somebody on the street that's down on their luck, and maybe you have a few extra dollars in your pocket that you can give them, and it's not going to hurt you any. If you feel called to do so, do so. If you don't, that's okay. But I feel like Spirit's telling you you're going to have more than you need, so you can be generous with other people. Spirit's also telling you it's time to heal that heartbreak, that pain, that grief, that loss. So for some of you, you might be going through an actual physical loss from somebody. My condolences if that's the case. Know that Spirit wants you to work through healing that pain and that trauma and not hold on to it. That's going to be important for you. I do feel like there is a lot of confusion somewhere. It could be around love, it could be someplace else. I feel like there's been a lot of chaos, a lot of conflict, and I feel like that needs to also be mellowed. So know that whatever losses you're experiencing, not all is lost. There's still something to salvage here, and that you need to actually realize that you might have the upper hand in this situation. So please make sure that you are being just and fair. Remember, Saturn, the planet of karma, is retrograde. It is paying out karma to those who deserve it, good or bad. So either side of that. There is a job opportunity coming in for you as well. This is usually seen as a gift of abundance from the universe, but it is new energy coming in. So maybe that's a new stream of income. Maybe it's a new job for somebody. I feel like this is a blessing coming in when you really, really need it. And so know that there is more money coming to you. Some sort of divine wish is also being granted. What was I saying about change? The change has to happen. So this is like divine intervention. A tower moment is coming to literally destroy what doesn't work. It might happen sudden or shockingly for some of you, but the tower, while it's destructive in nature, is actually dismantling the things in your life that don't work in order to create the life that you want. So the old has to go in order to rebuild from the rubble. It's important. So allow the changes to take place. I feel like there's also the opportunity for unconditional new love coming in, and that's echoed with the unconditional love card. So this tells us that we have to be open to new possibilities. But if we are still suffering from the pain and the loss of a previous relationship, we aren't always open to the new possibilities. So we have to work on healing. We have to release what doesn't work. We have to let go of the past and actually heal in order to allow the healthy love to come in its place. I do feel like this is going to come in quite quickly for some of you. For some of you, it's going to be quite shocking, but I do feel like this is actually something that's quite positive for you. So work on yourself, focus on self-love and self-care. I feel like your biggest focus is letting go of what doesn't serve you this week and healing. Know that there's positive changes coming for you as well in your finances and the potential for new really good love coming in for you as well, if you're willing to let go of the toxic stuff or the snakes in your life. Important lessons. Virgo, let's see what we have for you. And I'm writing down timestamps for you guys so I can put that in the comments once this is done. Virgo, what do we need to see for Virgo? So we're on our last three signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, in that order. So this is Virgo. We end with Capricorn, and then if anybody's still here, we're doing one free card for anybody who wants one, or paid readings are also a possibility. You pay for it with the link that's in the comments. If you look in the chat, my comment at the top there, you click that LINKTREE, it's going to take you to be able to pay for a reading. All right, what do we need to know for Virgo this week? There it is. Nutrition. Are you taking good care of your vessel? Are you eating well? Are you sleeping enough? Are you drinking enough water? You've got to take good care of your nutrition. Remember, you only get one go around in your vessel each lifetime, and I do believe in reincarnation. So take good care of it. Maybe you're going to make some healthier choices this week on what you're putting into your body for fuel. Remember that that's the purpose that food serves for us. It's fuel. It's nutrition for our vessel. So we need to treat it as such. And I'll tell you, I'm a junk food junkie. I have been my whole life. I love sweets. And so that's something that can be difficult. So instead of depriving yourself of things that you really enjoy, just use moderation. You don't have to eliminate something entirely out of your life or out of your diet. Use moderation. Use some common sense. Sometimes, it's like you really want a slice of that pie. So eat the slice of pie. Do you have to eat the whole pie in one sitting? No. So use moderation. Enjoy what you want, but, do it accordingly. And that's something I've struggled with my whole life. I've been overweight most of my life. for sure. And while I do exercise and I do try and eat healthy, some of us just carry more weight. Some of us have medical problems. So try and be gentle to yourself, but give your body the fuel that it actually needs. All right. When it comes to love, be very careful. Someone's trying to seduce you. They might also be a great temptation for you. There could be some dating going on. Watch out that it's not just a hookup and somebody's not using you, because this person could be a snake. So there could be multiple people involved. There might be another person involved. They might be seeing multiple people. You don't want to get involved in that. So be kind to yourself. Really, take your time. Don't just jump into bed with the first person that comes your way. Have some standards and treat yourself with kindness. Know that you deserve somebody who wants only you and is devoted to only you, not the opposite of that. What do they need to know for Virgo for the next 7 days, Virgo? You definitely need some boundaries this week, Virgo. I feel like there's been some barriers that you're going to break through, but I also feel like you're overcoming a lot of frustrations. I feel like this is also telling you that you're kind of on top of your game, but you also really need to stick up for yourself. So this is going to be important. So Virgo, I would say that you need to kind of draw the line in the sand this week, and you need to make sure that you stick up for yourself. I feel like you're going to overcome the frustrations, but it's going to take you having some boundaries first. It's also an indication you need to let go of the past. There could be someone from your past that's resurfacing this week as well. I feel like you could also be reminiscing, feeling very nostalgic about a situation, could be a person. So kind of weigh things objectively. There's someone coming in that's going to make an offer to you, or you're making one to them. I feel like you need to gather your confidence and courage in order to go forward. A very romantic energy. I feel like the Knight of Cups is always seen as the knight in shining armor. So they kind of want to rescue somebody. They always want to get the girl, things like that. So you've got to find your confidence in order to do so. Watch out for any sort of confusion this week. I feel like there could be some arguments. There could definitely be some chaos going on. Know that all isn't lost, that you somehow still hold the upper hand, but there are some major changes coming for you. I feel like this tower is always symbolic for things are being dismantled in your life in order to rebuild from the rubble, rebuilding things stronger than they were, better than they were, let go of the things that don't work in your life. And you need to be willing to see things objectively. The Queen of Swords can be kind of cold. She can be a bit abrasive and hard to deal with, but she's also very scrupulous. She's somebody who really sees bullshit coming a mile away. She's somebody that it's very difficult for you to deceive because she sees everything. Remember that air signs control the mind. So I feel like this person is somebody who's very intelligent. So use that to your ability, use that to your advantage. You're a smart cookie. You can definitely see if there's deception going on. You can see if somebody's telling the truth. If you pause and take a moment to evaluate things, you'll see the situation for what it is. Again, we're letting go of this toxicity, this conflict, this chaos. You have the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. This tells us that we are completing some sort of cycle here, that we're letting go of this situation. And that's why the tower's out here. It's divine intervention for actually letting go of these things that aren't serving your highest good. And that might be the karmic justice that you need. There could also be some sort of courts, contracts, or legal issues that you're dealing with. I also feel like this is telling you that the balance will be restored and that it may come through some sort of divine intervention. It might come through some sort of legality, but this is going to reset things into where everybody's on like level, even footing. So don't let things get the better of you this week. Kind of really stick up for yourself. Be willing to let go of the past. Embrace the changes that are coming because they're meant to help you out. Know that there is potential for new love coming in and that it's time to find the balance this week. That's going to be important for you. All right, Taurus. We have Taurus. Taurus, what do we need to know for you this week? What is Taurus's lesson this week? Ooh, companions. Okay. So you as well need to operate in asking for help. a lot of stubborn energy. I have Taurus placements in my Venus as well. So I feel like it can be difficult for you to ask for help and assistance. But I feel like in certain situations, it's really needed. It's something that you don't need to be afraid to ask your spirit guides to help you out, to angels, God, source, spirit, the universe, whatever title you give that. I feel like it's important that you know that help is available. So ask for what you need. There's an old saying that I grew up hearing: closed mouths don't get fed, meaning that if you don't speak up, you won't get what you need. So Spirit wants you to actually ask your guardians for assistance. That's an important lesson this week.